Hi, I'm Randy Wooden, and welcome to another in our Edge Library series. This time dealing with something that doesn't impact everyone, but it does impact some people, and I thought it would be worthwhile to have a segment on this. And that deals with someone who does have a criminal history. Now, that criminal history could be anything from a felony to a misdemeanor to whatever. And I do get this from time to time. It's very rare with clients, but particularly more so with younger clients. Again, because you get the DUIs, you get the public drunkenness. Well, let's face it, somebody in their 20s, late teens, you're going to run into that more often than you might perhaps with a professional who's been in the workplace for 25 years. Just a fact of life. It's just the reality of things. What I encourage, first of all, that application that you fill out is a legal document. And as such, you can't lie on it. And when it comes to talking about were you convicted of a felony, I always tell people to narrowly interpret that. Narrowly meaning if it was a misdemeanor, then your answer to the felony question is no. Now, I'm no attorney, so I'm just telling you based on my experience and experience of clients I've worked with. So narrowly interpret that. If it says, have you been convicted of a crime, then yes. If you have, you would put yes, will explain. Yes, will explain. Now, you're in the interview. You've been truthful on the application. It's yes, will explain, or the word no. You've got one of those two choices. So now you're face-to-face in the interview. Interview's winding down. They haven't asked you about your criminal history. What does that really mean? Does it mean anything at all? Should I read into that? Well, it could mean they haven't asked you about it because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you ain't getting the job. Or it may not matter because, you know what? It doesn't matter. They like you. You're a good fit. Whatever that was, it's not significant enough for them to be concerned about it. I don't know about that. I think, personally, if they don't bring it up, it either means you have no chance, in many cases, just forget it, you have no chance at all, or it means they don't like you enough to necessarily want to find out the whole story. You haven't done enough yet to impress them in terms of why they should care enough to want to know more. And yeah, there may be some that say, it's no big deal. So look, what I would say at the end of the interview is to bring it up. Bring that up. If they haven't, you bring it up and say, I noticed you hadn't asked me about the criminal history part on my application where I had said, yes, we'll explain. I'd like to talk about that. And that's when now you put it in your own terms. You show them that you're ready, willing, and able to discuss it. You're not afraid of it. And remember, everybody expects you to say things like, well, I'm really a good person. I've learned from it. And I'm a nice guy. That kind of thing. And so if that's all you have to tell the employer, you haven't really helped yourself. Worst thing you can say is, I didn't do it. That's the worst thing. So what I would do is I'd encourage you to bring it up and say, I can understand why somebody might be concerned about this, and I felt it important to bring it up and discuss. Then briefly you put it in terms of what happened, and then you say, that it has been in my past. I have learned from that, but you know what? You'd expect me to say that. And so that probably hasn't swayed you at all. But before you make a decision on whether or not to hire me, please talk to people who know me, people that I've worked for, worked with, people who I know, and take their input into account. Don't just take my word. Expect me to say that I've learned from it and I've moved on, and I have, but I think it has more credibility coming from those folks. So it's incumbent upon you, if you do have a criminal history, you've got to have good references. Without those, I don't want to take a chance on you. Now, granted, maybe you've served your time, you've done probation, whatever your penalty was, and theoretically, the slate is clean. Theoretically, you've paid your debt. But you know what? In my mind, I'm saying you're still a potential risk, perhaps. And it's safer to go with someone who hasn't demonstrated those poor choices. So understand my perspective as the employer. I think you need to bring it up, you need to confront it, show that you've learned from it, but beyond that, offer up references to support that. I think that'll go a long way. And also, I would ask, what I would ask for and look for is an opportunity to come in and prove myself. I have good skills. I have a good work history. I can contribute here. I need somebody who will give me that opportunity and allow me to show that that was a good choice. Allow me the chance to prove myself. So try that. Hopefully that'll help. And that'll wrap it up for this in our Edge Library series, dealing with that kind of difficult criminal history question and that whole topic. I hope that helped. I'm Randy Wooden. Thanks for watching.